Back in the day, I was just a bokeh nut. I had crazy fast lenses and I was just after those bubbles. So I thought today it'd be fun just to shoot a 2.4 pack of this stuff, Legacy Pro 24 pack, and I'll take this guy along and we'll shoot this Leica Summicron wide open all day at f2 and see what we get. So when bokeh hunting, try to get as close as possible to your subject, and the background should have a light source for those bokeh bubbles. So let's start the day off right with a little fly fishing. So my meter is reading f2 at 2/50th of a second. Got a little bit of snow last night, but I figure we'll come in here into the cabin and see if we can find anything interesting to photograph. But first things first, I gotta get this guy going. It's not that cold out, so this guy warms up pretty quick. The fan's starting to go. So I tried to get this done the other day, but it was just too sunny out. And I could only find my 2-stop Indy filter. And if you look at the Sunny 16 rule, it says f16 with 100 ISO film, you're looking at 1/25th of a second shutter speed. So if you do the math and work your way back, I'm stuck at f2 with 100 ISO film. My shutter speed would have to be about 8,000 of a second. So that's not going to happen with the M3. Of course, it's limited to 1,000. So even with a 2-stop Indy filter on, which I had, brought me down to 2,000ths of a second. So again, it's not going to happen. Another way I could have done that is pull development. By shooting that roll at 50 ISO instead of 100, I could have got that extra stop I needed. But I had already taken a few shots at 100 ISO, so I just held off, and here we are. Anyway, so I'm going to do this here today in the cabin and just kind of mess around and burn this roll of film. So this is kind of what I'm after, and my reading on my handy little light meter is saying at f2, 100 ISO, obviously it's 1/30th of a second. So we'll see how that works out. It's going to be kind of weird light in here. Obviously those guys are pretty dark. Can't really see it right now, but compared to the window light, they're really dark. Anyway, let's see what we got. Basically, I put it on minimum focusing distance, and I'm lining up the shot like that, so I can squeeze the most bokeh or bokeh out of the shot. Again, at f2, of course. So right above those guys, there's this cool old-fashioned milk jug. There's a fire extinguisher there too, but I'll get rid of that and maybe get a shot at the old lantern as well. So that jug is coming in on the light meter at 1/15th of a second. So I'm going to stick it on tripod, this little Leica here, and see if we can get a shot. Okay, so we got our meter is reading, like I said, 1/15th. I've got the jug up here. I'm at my minimal focusing distance with the Leica. So the shot's going to be like something like this. I don't know, maybe it's going to be crap. And I'm not using a shutter release cable. I have it on timer mode, so we'll take a shot. Oops, didn't work. I screwed that up. Gonna have it on timer mode, and we'll take a shot. This cowboy hat might be kind of cool. Right there. I'm gonna take a shot. Especially with these lines, all these logs. Maybe it's gonna be cool. So I've got the blind open, and I'm gonna shoot this white hat. It's kind of a cream color, but I wanna increase the contrast. My meter was reading 1/15th of a second, and I was trying to get as close to the hat as possible. And that back corner was reading like 1/8th of a second. So to get more contrast, I'm gonna shoot this guy at 1/30th. So that's twice as fast, obviously, as 1/15th, and hopefully that's gonna be really dark in the background, and this guy should really pop, hopefully. I'm gonna photograph this. This is the ladder going up to the loft bed, and I don't know what this is gonna look like, but I'm gonna shoot it anyway. Again, don't judge me on this, guys. I'm just having some fun in the cabin today because it's kind of crappy, and I really want to just burn this roll at f2. I got this on a tripod. This guy's reading f2 at 1/8 of a second. So I'm gonna set the self timer without trying to move it. Without trying to move this thing, all right. And there she goes. So this guy here was reading 1/30 of a second. So we'll get something out of this, I hope. You know what, this chair might be a cool shot. Don't judge me on this video. It's just a fun one. Burn a roll of film, nothing wrong with that. So it's telling me 1/30 of a second, but I think I'm gonna shoot this at 1/30 and 1/60. I think that white's gonna pop a little better if I darken that background. A little more contrast, we'll see. This might be an interesting photo. Thanks for watching. It's fun trying to take cool shots of just random everyday things. I think we got a couple cool shots. Anyway, it's fun just to burn a roll of film. Nothing too serious. Thanks for watching.